In today's video, we're exploring four of the most valuable and ultra-rare United States Kennedy half-dollar coins that have captured the attention of collectors across the country. Some of these incredible coins are worth far more than their face value, and one of them could even be hiding in an old collection or coin jar. Stay with us as we uncover their history, rarity, and surprising value. Let's get started. First up, we are diving into one of the most collectible modern half-dollars in United States coin history, the Kennedy half-dollar from the year 1972 with the Denver D mint mark. This coin may look like an ordinary 50-cent piece that many people overlook in circulation, but collectors know there is much more beneath the surface. Certain high-grade examples and rare varieties of this coin have shocked the coin collecting world with impressive values and strong auction results. So before you ignore that old half-dollar sitting in a drawer, make sure you watch until the end, because this coin could be worth far more than its face value. The 1972 D. Kennedy half-dollar holds a special place in American numismatics because it belongs to one of the most iconic coin series ever produced by the United States Mint. Introduced after the tragic assassination of President John F. Kennedy in 1963, the Kennedy half-dollar quickly became a powerful symbol of remembrance, patriotism, and national pride. By 1972, the coin had already become deeply familiar to the American public, but collector interest was growing stronger with each passing year. While millions of these coins were produced at the Denver Mint, collectors understand that not all examples are equal. Most surviving coins show heavy marks, dull surfaces, weak strikes, or significant wear. However, finding a sharply struck 1972 D. Kennedy half-dollar with blazing mint luster and clean surfaces is far more difficult than many people realize, and that scarcity in premium condition is exactly what drives its value upward today. To understand the significance of the 1972 D. Kennedy half-dollar, it helps to look at America during the early 1970s. The United States was going through major economic and social changes. Inflation concerns were rising, the Vietnam War continued to shape public sentiment, and the nation was adapting to a rapidly changing financial landscape. During this period, coin production focused heavily on meeting circulation demands, and the Denver Mint played a major role in producing large numbers of coins for everyday commerce. By 1972, half-dollars were no longer commonly seen in daily circulation compared to earlier decades, which created an interesting situation. Many coins were stored away in banks, private collections, or savings jars rather than heavily circulated. Even so, the minting process often prioritized quantity over perfection, meaning many coins left the mint with contact marks, weak details, and imperfect strikes. This is why truly exceptional 1972 D examples are so desirable today, especially when certified in top condition by major grading services. The design of the 1972 D. Kennedy half-dollar remains one of the most recognizable in American coinage. The obverse features the bold left-facing portrait of President John F. Kennedy, designed by Gilroy Roberts. Kennedy's profile appears strong, dignified, and instantly recognizable, capturing both leadership and legacy in remarkable detail. The word liberty surrounds the upper edge, while "In God We Trust" appears below the portrait, with the date 1972 positioned prominently at the bottom. On the reverse, designed by Frank Gasparo, we see the presidential seal with a striking heraldic eagle at the center. The eagle holds arrows and an olive branch, symbolizing both military strength and peace. Surrounding the eagle are 50 stars representing the states, creating a powerful and patriotic design. The Denver Mint Mark D can be found on the obverse near the date. On premium examples, collectors pay close attention to strike sharpness in Kennedy's hair details, the eagle's feathers, and overall luster, as these small details can dramatically influence value. When discussing rarity, the 1972 D. Kennedy half-dollar becomes much more interesting in higher grades. In circulated condition, this coin is relatively common and often trades close to face value or slightly above depending on silver content, though regular 1972 D pieces contain no silver and are composed of copper-nickel clad. The real rarity begins in uncirculated condition, especially in grades such as MS-65, MS-66, and beyond. Many coins from this year suffer from bag marks, surface abrasions, and weak strikes due to the way they were handled in bulk during production and distribution. As a result, pristine examples with exceptional eye appeal are much scarcer than the original mintage numbers suggest. Coins with brilliant original mint luster, clean surfaces, and strong strikes are increasingly difficult to locate. In the highest certified grades, population numbers drop sharply, making elite examples highly competitive among serious collectors and registry set participants. Collector demand for the 1972 D. Kennedy half-dollar continues to remain strong because the Kennedy half-dollar series attracts a wide range of collectors, from beginners to advanced investors. This coin stands out because it represents an important era in modern American coinage and offers collectors the opportunity to chase condition rarity rather than simply low mintage. Unlike older silver coins, where intrinsic metal value often plays a role, the value of this coin is heavily tied to preservation, eye appeal, and grading. That creates excitement because even a common-date coin can become extraordinarily valuable in elite condition. Many collectors search through rolls, bank boxes, estate collections, and old family coin jars hoping to find a hidden gem. The thrill of discovering a sharply struck, high-grade 1972 D. Kennedy half-dollar keeps demand active, especially as registry competition pushes premium examples to increasingly impressive price levels. Now let's talk about value, because this is where things become truly exciting. In heavily circulated condition, a 1972 D. Kennedy half-dollar is typically worth around 50 cents to a few dollars, depending on condition and buyer demand. Nice uncirculated examples often trade in the range of $5 to $25. Higher quality specimens graded around MS-65 can reach approximately $40 to $100, while premium MS-66 examples may sell for $150 to $500 depending on luster and eye appeal. Once you enter elite territory, values rise dramatically. Exceptional MS-67 examples can command anywhere from $1,500 to over $5,000 in strong markets. The finest known registry quality examples have reached astonishing prices at major auctions, proving that even a modern-clad half-dollar can become a major prize. If you are searching for this coin, focus carefully on surface preservation, strike quality, original mint luster, and certified grades from trusted services like PCGS.com and NGCcoin.com. Look through bank rolls, coin shops, estate sales, and inherited collections because hidden treasures still surface in unexpected places. The 1972 D. Kennedy half-dollar is a powerful reminder that rarity is not always about low mintage, but often about survival in extraordinary condition. For both new collectors and experienced numismatists, this coin remains an exciting and valuable piece of American coin history. And you will definitely want to stay with us, because the next coin in this video may be even rarer, more valuable, and far harder to find than this incredible Kennedy half-dollar. And secondly, we're exploring one of the most rare and valuable, the 1973 Kennedy half-dollar with the Denver D mint mark, stands as one of the most fascinating modern American half-dollars, captivating enthusiasts with its rich history, iconic design, and growing collector appeal. While millions were struck at the United States Mint facility in Denver Mint, truly exceptional examples of this coin have become prized treasures in the numismatic world. What makes the 1973 D. Kennedy half-dollar especially intriguing is the remarkable difference between ordinary circulated examples and ultra-high-grade specimens with exceptional luster, sharp strikes, and flawless surfaces. For collectors, this coin represents much more than 50 cents. It serves as a powerful reminder of American history, a tribute to one of the nation's most beloved presidents, and a tangible connection to the past. As interest in Kennedy half-dollars continues to grow, premium examples of the 1973 D issue are drawing increasing attention from serious collectors and investors alike. The story of the Kennedy half-dollar began in the aftermath of one of the most tragic moments in American history, the assassination of John F. Kennedy in November 1963. In response, the U.S. Government moved quickly to honor the fallen president by redesigning the half-dollar, replacing the Franklin half-dollar with the new Kennedy design in 1964. By 1973, nearly a decade after its introduction, the Kennedy half-dollar had become deeply embedded in American coinage. The 1973 D issue was struck during a period of economic uncertainty in the United States, with inflation and shifting monetary policies influencing the nation's financial landscape. Minted in Denver and marked with the distinct D mint mark, this coin represents a unique era in American numismatic history. Although half-dollars were no longer widely circulating in daily commerce by the early 1970s, collectors and enthusiasts continued to preserve them, recognizing their symbolic and historical importance. The design of the 1973 D Kennedy half-dollar remains one of the most iconic in all of American coinage. The obverse features a stunning portrait of President Kennedy, designed by Gilroy Roberts, capturing his youthful strength and leadership. Surrounding the portrait are the inscriptions "Liberty," "In God We Trust," and the date 1973. On the reverse, designed by Frank Gasparo, is the majestic presidential seal, featuring a heraldic eagle with outstretched wings clutching arrows and an olive branch, symbolizing military strength and peace. The coin is composed of a copper-nickel clad composition, with a pure copper core layered between outer copper-nickel surfaces. It weighs 11.34 grams and measures 30.6 millimeters in diameter. In high-grade uncirculated condition, the 1973 D Kennedy half-dollar displays brilliant luster, crisp detail, and exceptional eye appeal, making it a standout piece in any collection. What makes the 1973 D Kennedy half-dollar particularly desirable is not just its historical significance, but also the rarity of premium-grade examples. While over 83 million coins were minted in Denver, most entered circulation or were stored in ways that exposed them to contact marks, scratches, and dulling over time. As a result, locating a 1973 D Kennedy half-dollar in pristine mint state condition is far more challenging than the original mintage numbers might suggest. Coins graded MS65 or MS66 are collectible and desirable, but examples graded MS67 or higher become significantly rarer. Fully struck coins with strong details in Kennedy's hair and the eagle's feathers are especially sought after. In addition, collectors pay close attention to rare strike anomalies, double-die varieties, off-center strikes, and other mint errors, which can dramatically increase collector demand and desirability. The market value of the 1973 D Kennedy half-dollar varies greatly depending on condition, strike quality, and rarity. Circulated examples are generally common and trade close to face value or for modest premiums. However, the story changes dramatically for premium uncirculated examples. A sharply struck MS65 specimen may command anywhere from $150 to $500, while superior MS66 and MS67 examples can range from $1,000 to $8,000, depending on eye appeal and certification. Exceptionally, rare registry-quality examples with flawless surfaces, blazing mint luster, and near-perfect strikes have achieved impressive auction results. Coins with rare errors or unique varieties can command even stronger prices. The steady rise in demand for top-tier Kennedy half-dollars has helped support long-term value growth, particularly among collectors seeking the finest known examples. Another factor driving collector interest is the growing appreciation for condition rarity within modern coin series. Many collectors once overlooked 1970s Kennedy half-dollars because of their large mintages, but grading data has revealed that ultra-gem examples are much scarcer than previously believed. This has shifted attention toward coins like the 1973 D, where top-condition survivors have become highly competitive in registry sets. For advanced collectors, owning a beautifully preserved 1973 D Kennedy half-dollar is about more than just rarity. It is about securing a coin that combines historical meaning, outstanding design, and elite condition. These qualities continue to elevate the coin's status as one of the most attractive modern Kennedy half-dollar issues. For collectors interested in acquiring a 1973 D Kennedy half-dollar, focusing on quality should be the highest priority. Certified coins graded by respected organizations such as Professional Coin Grading Service and Numismatic Guarantee Company provide greater confidence in authenticity and condition. Carefully inspect the coin for sharp details, clean surfaces, strong luster, and minimal contact marks. Pay special attention to the Denver D mint mark and watch for any unusual varieties or minting errors that could enhance value. Proper storage is also essential. Coins should be kept in protective holders or slabs to preserve their surfaces and avoid damage from unnecessary handling. Staying connected with collector communities, auctions, and coin shows can also provide valuable insight into market trends and emerging opportunities. One of the most compelling aspects of the 1973 D. Kennedy half-dollar is the way collector demand has evolved over time. For many years, coins from the 1970s were often overlooked because of their high mintages and their reputation as common modern issues. However, serious numismatists eventually discovered that finding truly exceptional examples of the 1973 D in near-perfect condition was far more difficult than expected. Many surviving coins show weak strikes, noticeable bag marks, or reduced luster from years of storage and handling. This makes premium quality examples with sharp details and brilliant surfaces especially desirable in today's market. Coins displaying strong strikes on Kennedy's portrait, clear hair detail above the ear, and bold feather detail on the reverse eagle are increasingly recognized as elite examples. This growing awareness has transformed the 1973 D. Kennedy half-dollar from a once underappreciated issue into a highly respected collectible, captivating enthusiasts who understand the importance of quality, rarity, and long-term collector demand. Beyond its market value, the 1973 D. Kennedy half-dollar carries an emotional and historical appeal that few modern coins can match. Every coin tells a story, and this particular half-dollar serves as a lasting tribute to President John F. Kennedy and the era that followed his leadership. Holding this coin offers collectors a tangible connection to the past, linking them to a transformative period in American history marked by social change, economic shifts, and national reflection. Its bold design, enduring symbolism, and connection to one of America's most remembered leaders continue to strengthen its appeal across generations of collectors. Whether admired for its historical significance, pursued for its rarity in top condition, or valued as a long-term collectible, the 1973 D. Kennedy half-dollar remains a prized treasure in modern numismatics. For dedicated collectors, owning a remarkable example of this coin is not just about acquiring a valuable piece of metal, but preserving an enduring symbol of American heritage. The 1973 D. Kennedy half-dollar remains a remarkable blend of history, artistry, and rarity, making it a prized collectible for numismatists around the world. From its connection to President Kennedy's enduring legacy to its iconic design and growing demand in top grades, this coin continues captivating enthusiasts year after year. While ordinary examples may be common, ultra-high-grade specimens and rare varieties represent true numismatic treasures. For collectors seeking a coin that offers historical depth, visual beauty, and strong long-term appeal, the 1973 D. Kennedy half-dollar stands out as a rewarding addition to any collection. Its lasting value and significance ensure that it will remain one of the most admired treasures in the Kennedy half-dollar series for generations to come. And thirdly, we're talking about the most valuable and expensive United States ultra-rare half-dollar coin. The 1974 Kennedy half-dollar with no mint mark is one of those extraordinary coins that can completely change how collectors view old pocket change. At first glance, a heavily worn example in old, scratched, dirty condition may look worthless. It may appear forgotten, damaged by decades of circulation, covered in grime, with dull surfaces and scars from years of handling. Most people would overlook it instantly or toss it aside without a second thought. But hidden beneath that damaged surface could be a remarkable story and, in rare cases, shocking value. Some collectors have learned that ugly coins can sometimes become the most fascinating treasures. The idea that a battered 1974 Kennedy half-dollar could attract serious collector attention and potentially command astonishing prices is exactly what makes this coin so captivating. What appears ruined to one person may look like a historic survivor to another, and that mystery is where the story begins. To understand the 1974 Kennedy half-dollar, you have to step back into the United States during the mid-1970s, a time of uncertainty, economic pressure, and major change. America was dealing with the aftermath of the oil crisis, rising inflation, and growing concerns about the purchasing power of everyday money. Metal prices had been fluctuating, and coin production had become an increasingly important issue for the United States Mint. The country was still adapting to the transition away from silver coinage in circulation, a change that had transformed how Americans viewed coins. By 1974, the Kennedy half-dollar had already become more than just currency. It had become a symbol of national memory, carrying the legacy of President John F. Kennedy after his tragic assassination in 1963. While many half-dollars sat unused in drawers, banks, and collections, their emotional significance remained powerful. Every 1974 Kennedy half-dollar represents a specific era in American history, shaped by economic stress and cultural transformation. The 1974 Kennedy half-dollar with no mint mark was struck at the United States Mint facility in Philadelphia. During this era, Philadelphia coins traditionally carried no mint mark, which is why collectors identify these coins by the absence of any letter above the date area. In 1974, the Philadelphia Mint produced approximately 201 million Kennedy half-dollars, a massive mintage figure that might suggest the coin should be common and inexpensive. But coin collecting has never been that simple. High mintage numbers only tell part of the story. Over time, many coins were heavily circulated, damaged, melted, lost, or stored improperly. More importantly, rarity is often created by condition, unusual characteristics, and collector demand rather than production numbers alone. While millions were minted, very few carry extraordinary features, dramatic errors, or unique damage patterns that transform an ordinary coin into something unforgettable. Now imagine a 1974 Kennedy half-dollar that has survived decades in circulation under harsh conditions. Its once shiny surfaces are now dark, stained, and covered in layers of dirt and oxidation. The edges show signs of repeated impacts. Scratches cut across Kennedy's portrait like scars from a long battle through time. The coin's surface may display deep abrasions, blackened patches, corrosion spots, and discoloration caused by moisture, chemicals, or environmental exposure. The date might appear weak from wear, and parts of the lettering may look softened from decades of use. To an untrained eye, this coin looks ruined beyond saving, but collectors often see something entirely different. Every scratch tells a story. Every stain reflects survival. Every mark proves this coin lived a real life in the American economy, passing through countless hands over decades. In many ways, the damage becomes part of its identity, turning it from a simple coin into a historic artifact with character and depth. This is where collector psychology becomes fascinating. Many serious collectors are no longer focused only on perfect mint-state coins locked in plastic slabs. There is a growing niche of collectors drawn to unusual, dramatic, and visually shocking pieces. They are fascinated by coins that tell stories. A dirty, damaged Kennedy half-dollar with extraordinary visual character can create emotional appeal that pristine examples often lack. Collectors are naturally drawn to mystery. They want to know where the coin traveled, what environments it survived, and how it acquired its unusual appearance. Sometimes, a heavily damaged coin becomes desirable precisely because no other example looks like it. That uniqueness creates demand. In a market driven by rarity and storytelling, even an ugly coin can become highly collectible if it sparks enough curiosity and emotion. Then there are the possibilities of mint errors, anomalies, and unusual traits that can elevate a damaged 1974 Kennedy half-dollar into something far more significant. Some examples may exhibit struck-through errors, where foreign material interfered during the striking process and created unusual impressions. Others may show dye deterioration, resulting in distorted lettering or strange surface textures. Lamination errors can cause peeling metal layers, while planchet flaws may create rough or incomplete surfaces. Environmental exposure can also produce unusual tunning, color changes, or dramatic chemical reactions in the copper-nickel composition. In rare situations, severe damage can actually reveal hidden clues about minting anomalies beneath the surface. What looks like ordinary destruction may sometimes hide evidence of a fascinating production flaw. That possibility keeps collectors searching through old jars, estate collections, and forgotten coin rolls with relentless excitement. Auction markets have changed dramatically in recent years, and this has had a powerful effect on unusual coins like the 1974 Kennedy half-dollar. Social media platforms, collector forums, and viral coin videos have created a new kind of market behavior where shocking coins attract instant attention. A strange-looking coin with dramatic wear, unusual damage, or rare errors can spread rapidly online and capture the interest of thousands of collectors in days. Once emotional bidding begins, traditional price guides often become less important. The value of a coin becomes tied to competition, presentation, and desire. Specialty auctions now frequently see intense bidding wars over coins that would once have been dismissed as damaged or undesirable. This shift has changed the definition of value in modern coin collecting. Today, the right coin with the right story can achieve prices few would have imagined possible. Under extreme circumstances, a truly unique 1974 Kennedy half-dollar with no mint mark could become the center of an astonishing auction battle. Imagine a coin with severe but visually dramatic wear, combined with a rare mint error or extraordinary surface transformation. Add strong documentation, viral exposure, and two determined collectors who both want to own it. That combination can create explosive bidding. While ordinary circulated examples usually trade for modest premiums, extraordinary coins with rare characteristics can rise to shocking levels. In theoretical high-end scenarios involving exceptional uniqueness, elite collector demand, and national exposure, values can climb into 5 figures or even approach 6-figure territory. These situations are rare, but they are exactly why collectors never stop searching. The next coin with unbelievable hidden value could be sitting unnoticed in a drawer, a box, or a forgotten collection. The Kennedy half-dollar remains one of America's most iconic modern coins because it represents far more than metal and numbers. It carries history, memory, survival, and emotion. The 1974 no-mint mark example proves that value in coin collecting is not always found in perfection. Sometimes the greatest stories belong to the coins that look the worst. A scratched, dirty, worn half-dollar may seem insignificant, but under the right circumstances, it can become a remarkable piece of history with incredible collector appeal. That unpredictability is what makes coin collecting so powerful. It is a world where beauty can hide beneath damage, where rarity can exist inside imperfection, and where ordinary pocket change can reveal extraordinary secrets. One of the most overlooked aspects of the 1974 Kennedy half-dollar with no mint mark is its survival rate in heavily circulated condition. While over 200 million coins were struck in Philadelphia, the number of coins that survived decades of hard circulation with unusual characteristics is far smaller than most people realize. Many were pulled from circulation by collectors early, while others disappeared into bank storage, private collections, or were simply lost over time. The coins that remained in circulation often endured extreme physical stress, passing through cash registers, vending machines, pockets, drawers, and countless transactions across America. A heavily worn example with deep scratches, severe discoloration, and layers of dirt may look damaged beyond value, but to experienced collectors, such a coin can represent something far more meaningful. It becomes a surviving witness to half a century of American commerce and history. Every scar becomes evidence of survival, and in some rare cases, that survival story alone can make a coin stand out in an increasingly competitive collector market. What makes certain damaged Kennedy half-dollars especially fascinating is how age and environment can completely transform their appearance. A 1974 no-mint mark coin exposed to moisture, soil, chemicals, or improper storage for decades may develop dramatic tunning patterns, unusual surface textures, or striking color variations ranging from deep gray and charcoal black to hints of blue, gold, or copper-like shades. Sometimes these transformations create surfaces so visually unusual that collectors become instantly captivated. Coins with intense environmental damage can appear almost unrecognizable compared to standard examples, giving them a mysterious and dramatic visual identity. In a market where uniqueness drives attention, a coin with extraordinary visual character can attract far more interest than an ordinary circulated example. Collectors often appreciate coins that challenge expectations, and a damaged Kennedy half-dollar with an unforgettable appearance can become a true conversation piece within the hobby. The enduring appeal of the 1974 Kennedy half-dollar lies in its ability to surprise even experienced collectors. This coin represents the unpredictable nature of numismatics, where value is shaped not only by rarity and condition, but also by story, emotion, and discovery. A coin dismissed by one person as worthless metal can become the centerpiece of another collector's collection. That is the magic of coin hunting. Hidden among common-looking coins are rare survivors, unusual error pieces, and visually dramatic examples capable of commanding extraordinary attention. The Kennedy half-dollar continues to remind collectors that some of the most exciting discoveries are found in the least expected places. Sometimes the dirtiest, most scratched, and most neglected coin holds the most compelling story of all, waiting for the right collector to recognize its hidden importance. The next time you come across an old Kennedy half-dollar, do not judge it too quickly by its appearance. Look closely at the date. Study the surfaces. Examine every scratch, every mark, every unusual detail. That ugly, dirty coin sitting unnoticed in a jar could be far more valuable than anyone realizes. It could carry hidden rarity, a remarkable mint anomaly, or a story that makes collectors fight to own it. The 1974 Kennedy half-dollar with no mint mark stands as a powerful reminder that treasure does not always shine. Sometimes it looks worn, damaged, and forgotten, but for those who understand coins, that is often exactly where the greatest discoveries begin. And fourthly, the story of the 1981 Kennedy half-dollar begins in a fascinating chapter of American history. In 1981, the United States was navigating through a period of economic uncertainty marked by high inflation, rising interest rates, and growing concerns about recession. It was also the first year of President Ronald Reagan's administration, a time when America was shifting politically and economically toward major change. While headlines focused on economic struggles, unemployment, and global tensions during the Cold War, the United States Mint quietly continued producing one of the nation's most recognized modern coin series, the Kennedy half-dollar. By 1981, half-dollars were rarely seen in everyday circulation. Most Americans no longer used them in daily transactions, and many were already being set aside by collectors or stored away in bank vaults. This created a unique situation where millions were minted, yet relatively few actually circulated heavily. That fact alone makes the 1981 Kennedy half-dollar especially interesting, because rarity in modern coins is often much more complex than simple mintage numbers. The Kennedy half-dollar series itself carries deep emotional and historical significance. First introduced in 1964, just months after the tragic assassination of President John F. Kennedy, the coin served as both a tribute and a symbol of national mourning. The design was prepared with remarkable speed, reflecting the nation's desire to honor the late president. The obverse portrait was created by chief engraver Gilroy Roberts, while the reverse featuring the presidential seal was designed by Frank Gasparo. Together, their work created one of the most iconic coin designs in modern American history. By 1981, the series had already evolved from its original 90% silver composition to copper-nickel clad, yet collector demand remained strong. Even decades later, the Kennedy half-dollar continues to hold special appeal because it connects collectors not only to numismatic history, but also to one of the most emotional moments in American history. The design of the 1981 Kennedy half-dollar remains bold, elegant, and instantly recognizable. On the obverse, President Kennedy's left-facing portrait displays sharp detail in the hair, jawline, and profile when well struck. The word Liberty arches across the top, while the date 1981 sits below. The Philadelphia issue from this era often displays no visible mint mark in general circulation, because Philadelphia coins commonly lacked mint marks until later years, though collectors often refer to them as Philadelphia issues. On the reverse, the heraldic eagle dominates the design, clutching arrows and an olive branch, surrounded by stars representing the states. The design projects strength, authority, and national unity. For collectors, strong strike quality matters enormously because weak details in Kennedy's hair or the eagle's feathers can significantly reduce desirability, even if the coin technically remains uncirculated. The official mintage for the 1981 Philadelphia Kennedy half-dollar reached approximately 29.5 million coins. At first glance, that number sounds enormous and suggests the coin should be common forever. But experienced collectors know mintage alone rarely tells the full story. A coin can have millions minted and still become scarce in premium condition if relatively few survive with strong strikes, clean surfaces, and original mint luster. In the case of the 1981 Kennedy half-dollar, many examples were poorly handled in storage, marked by bag contact, scratches, and surface friction before they ever reached circulation. Others entered circulation and accumulated wear over time. This is why collectors place major emphasis not simply on how many were produced, but on how many survive in truly elite condition decades later. Survival rate is where the story becomes much more interesting. While millions of 1981 Kennedy half-dollars still exist, the vast majority fall into circulated or lower-grade uncirculated categories. Coins in scratched and toned condition, like the example we are analyzing today, are typically common unless they feature something extraordinary, such as a rare variety or dramatic mint error. Scratches indicate post-mint damage or heavy handling, which usually reduces collector value. Tunning, however, creates a more nuanced story. Natural tunning can actually increase desirability if it develops attractive shades of gold, blue, violet, or rainbow coloration over decades. Artificial tunning or harsh cleaning, on the other hand, often lowers value significantly. This makes surface originality one of the most important factors in determining whether a coin is ordinary or potentially special. When discussing rare and valuable 1981 Kennedy half-dollars, minting errors and varieties become the center of attention. This is where seemingly ordinary coins can suddenly become highly desirable. Known collectible varieties in Kennedy half-dollars include doubled dies, off-center strikes, clipped planchets, die cracks, broad strikes, and occasionally dramatic strike-through errors. A doubled die occurs during die creation when the hub impresses the design onto the die multiple times with slight misalignment, causing visible doubling in letters, dates, or design elements. Die cracks form when dies weaken under pressure after repeated use, leaving raised lines on struck coins. Off-center strikes occur when the blank planchet fails to align properly during striking, creating dramatic visual errors. These mint mistakes are rare because quality control catches most defective coins before release. Understanding how these errors happen makes them even more fascinating. Every coin begins with die creation, where a master design is transferred into working dies used for production. During high-speed mint operations, enormous pressure strikes each blank planchet between dies. Any small misalignment, die fatigue, planchet issue, or mechanical failure can create an unusual coin. In earlier decades, hand-punched mint marks sometimes caused repunched mint mark varieties, though this became less relevant in later years. By 1981, machine processes had improved, reducing some error types but not eliminating them. Overworked dies could still develop cracks or lose detail. And missed planchets could still produce dramatic off-center strikes. These mechanical imperfections are what turn everyday coins into collector treasures. Circulated Kennedy half-dollars with rare varieties can command impressive premiums even in worn condition. This is what makes coin hunting so exciting. A scratched 1981 Kennedy half-dollar with no special variety might trade for face value or a modest collector premium, often between 50 cents and a few dollars depending on eye appeal. But if that same circulated coin displays a confirmed doubled die, major off-center strike, or dramatic mint error, the value can rise substantially. Collectors are often willing to overlook circulation, where when the error itself is rare and visually dramatic. This is why experienced collectors inspect every detail carefully using magnification, searching for unusual doubling, die cracks, strike anomalies, and distinctive error markers. Professional grading becomes critically important once a potentially valuable example is discovered. Services like Professional Coin Grading Service and Numismatic Guarantee Company authenticate coins, assign grades, and help establish market confidence. For a scratched and toned 1981 Kennedy half-dollar, grading helps determine whether the tunning is natural or artificial, and whether the scratches represent light circulation marks or severe damage. Original surfaces with attractive tunning often carry stronger premiums, while cleaned or damaged examples usually trade lower. Collectors strongly prefer coins with untouched surfaces because originality is highly prized in modern numismatics. Even subtle differences in luster, strike sharpness, and eye appeal can mean large price differences. Market value for the 1981 Kennedy half-dollar varies dramatically depending on grade and rarity. In circulated fine condition, most standard Philadelphia examples trade close to face value, generally around 50 cents to $3. Very fine to about uncirculated examples with pleasing surfaces might range from $3 to $15. Typical mint state examples can sell for $20 to $75 depending on grade and eye appeal. Higher-end certified examples in MS66 or MS67 may reach several $100s due to scarcity in elite condition. Coins featuring strong tunning with attractive color can command premiums beyond standard pricing. Error coins or rare varieties can range from $100 to several $1,000s depending on severity, rarity, and demand. Every value remains condition-dependent and subject to changing market demand. Some of the most expensive 1981 Kennedy half-dollars have achieved impressive auction results because of extreme rarity in top condition or dramatic mint errors. Registry-quality coins certified at the highest known grades attract fierce competition among elite collectors. Registry sets are competitive online rankings where collectors attempt to build the finest graded sets possible. This competition drives prices sharply upward for top population coins. A single-point difference in grade, such as MS66 versus MS67, can create huge value gaps if very few examples exist at the highest level. Add exceptional tunning, flawless surfaces, or spectacular mint error, and auction results can climb far beyond standard guide values. Provenance also matters. Coins from famous collections often attract stronger bidding because collectors value documented ownership history. One of the most overlooked factors in determining the value of a 1981 Kennedy half-dollar is strike quality, and this is where many collectors separate average coins from truly premium examples. Even though the Philadelphia Mint produced millions of these coins, not all were struck with the same level of precision. Some 1981 half-dollars came off the press with soft details, especially in Kennedy's hair above the ear and around the central part of the portrait, where weakness is commonly seen. On the reverse, the eagle's breast feathers, shield lines, and talons often reveal whether a coin received a strong or weak strike. A scratched and toned coin may appear ordinary at first glance, but under magnification, sharp design details can reveal that it was originally struck with above-average quality. In rare cases, collectors discover circulated coins that show outstanding strike detail combined with unusual tunning patterns, making them much more desirable than standard worn examples. This combination of strike sharpness, originality, and eye appeal can significantly influence collector demand, especially when advanced buyers are hunting for standout examples from an otherwise common date. Another fascinating aspect of the 1981 Kennedy half-dollar is how storage conditions over decades can dramatically affect both appearance and value. Many coins from this year spent decades inside bank rolls, government bags, old coin albums, or private collections, and each environment leaves its own signature on the coin's surface. Coins stored in paper rolls often develop golden or amber tunning along the edges, while coins kept in older albums sometimes show vivid rainbow colors caused by long-term chemical reactions. Meanwhile, coins exposed to moisture, improper holders, or harsh cleaning methods often develop unattractive dark spots, haze, or unnatural discoloration. This is especially important for scratched and toned coins because collectors carefully study whether the tunning formed naturally over decades or was artificially induced. Natural tunning can create extraordinary visual appeal and even elevate a coin. Desirability despite moderate wear, while artificial tunning usually raises red flags in the marketplace. This is why experienced collectors often say that every coin tells a story through its surfaces, and in many cases, that story directly impacts value. What makes the Kennedy half-dollar series so captivating is that valuable discoveries still happen today, even in modern coins many people ignore. A 1981 Kennedy half-dollar sitting unnoticed in an old drawer, coin jar, or inherited collection may seem insignificant to the average person, yet to a trained collector, it represents potential. Every scratch, every layer of tunning, every design detail could contain clues pointing towards something special. It might be an overlooked high-grade survivor, a rare era coin, or a beautifully toned example with exceptional eye appeal. That constant possibility keeps collectors searching through rolls, collections, and estate holdings year after year. The excitement comes from knowing that hidden gems are still out there, waiting to be discovered by someone willing to look closely. In the world of coin collecting, the 1981 Kennedy half-dollar serves as a powerful reminder that rarity is not always obvious, and sometimes extraordinary value can emerge from the most unexpected places. The 1981 Kennedy half-dollar proves an important lesson in coin collecting. Even a modern-clad half-dollar with millions minted can become a highly sought-after collectible under extraordinary circumstances. Most scratched and toned examples remain modest in value, but rare varieties, dramatic errors, elite grades, and exceptional originality can transform an ordinary-looking coin into a serious collector prize. That is the magic of numismatics. Hidden among everyday coins can be remarkable pieces of history carrying stories of artistry, production mistakes, survival, and collector obsession. What appears at first to be just another half-dollar may actually hold far greater significance. And that is exactly why collectors continue searching, because sometimes the most valuable discoveries are hiding in plain sight.